There's a quiet stretch of Carolina shore where the world forgot the rush. No towering walls, no neon lights, just tide and wind and hush. I found it broken, I found it lost, with an ocean full of tears. But something in the whispering tide said, child, bring your heart here. From sunrise gold to evening glow, the waves kept whispering what I know. It's to west, oh I must go, where the wild tides heal my soul, where the wind speaks soft and low, and the ocean holds my grief. I walk that shore from dawn till dark, shells and feathers in the sand. And somewhere in that Carolina breeze, I feel a hold in my hand. Miles of shells along that shore, treasure shining in the sun. Oyster shells with sacred faces, Jesus and Mary looking on. Sometimes there among the tide, a heart-shaped shell appears to me, or a feather drifting on the wind, a message from eternity. Ray, I see you in the fire. Ray, I feel you by my side. Everywhere, Ray, that rose to shore brings you back to me once more. It's too late, so I must go. Where the wild tides heal my soul, where the wind speaks soft and low, and the ocean holds my grief. I write his name inside her heart, where the waves will let it stand. And somewhere in that Carolina breeze, I feel a hold in my hand. Every morning when the sun appears, I walk the shoreline with my tears, and in the sand with careful hands, I write his name where heaven stands. Every morning when the sun appears, I walk the shoreline with my tears, and in my sand with careful hands, I write his name where heaven stands. A heart around it in the sand, before the rising tide rolls in, and when the waves erase the lines, I know he's written back again. It's too early, so I must go. Where the healing waters flow, where the ocean speaks his name and reminds me I'm not alone. From sunrise shells to twilight sand, that sacred shore still understands, and every wave that rolls to land feels like grace still holding my hand. So when the world grows hard and cold, and my heart meets somewhere I know, it's too early, still I must go. I must go. Oh, there were nights the sky fell down on me, storm clouds where the light should be. Every road felt cracked and worn, every sunrise battle torn. But 1,000 voices in the dark lit a tiny little spark. When I thought the flame was gone, you were there to carry on. When the world said walk away, when the weight was mine to break, you were right there calling my name. We're still standing in the fire, voices rising higher and higher. Through the ashes, through the pain, we keep dancing in the rain. They tried to knock us off our feet, but this heart will never retreat. Every rambler, every soul, you're the reason I'm still whole. We're still standing. We're still standing. Still lighting up the night. Every story that we share, every truth laid in the air, every time we stand our ground, truth is louder than the crowd. They can throw their stormy lights, but they'll never dim our skies. 'Cause together we can shine like a million sparks combined. And the road was way too steep. You were lifting me to my feet. Now the whole world hears our sound. We're still standing in the fire, voices rising higher and higher. Through the ashes, through the day, we keep dancing in the rain. They try to knock us off our feet, but the cord will never retreat. Every rambler, every soul, you're the reason I'm still home. We're still standing, still fighting you, but you were the light. I've seen the darkest night, but you were the light. 1,000 hearts beating strong when the world turned cold. You helped me hold on when the road felt so long. This isn't just a voice online. This is family standing side by side. You're still standing in the fire, voices rising higher and higher. Through the ashes, through the pain, and we keep dancing in the rain. Every scar became a spark, lighting up the darkest dark. Every rambler standing tall, together we survived it all. We're still standing.
Hello, let me make sure my mic is working. There we go. Hopefully it's working now. Let me get our, we're going to leave the niceness of the beach for a little bit because we got to go and shine a light on some of these true crime, just horror stories, which you can call them, right? Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about, and this is funny, that this New Hampshire lake, it looks like a lake that's right above me because the way the houses are, like they're down. That just sounded like I had a really weird accent in it. Down. Okay. I don't know where that came from. But they're down. And on the other side of that lake that's near me, when I saw the big shot of this, except that this is on a 2-lane road. Hang on a minute. The houses like are on a most of them are on the back road around the back side of the lake, and it goes down like that. And a lot of lakes do have that. So that's what it reminded me of, And I mean, and it said it was on Lake Winnipesaukee, right? I'm probably going to say that wrong. And I don't know if that's the lake that was mentioned in the Titanic movie. But then it said it was right across from like Mirror Lake. And that really reminded me of this, right, because we have our lake and then we have this other lake right there. And then we have another lake, and we even have a crystal lake. But, okay. So let me, and that was so freaky when we found that when I was like, I don't know, I think I was in high school, and I even found a postcard, and that's when the Friday the 13th movies were so out there. But anyway, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to first start and just go over this shooting in Indianapolis post-prom party. Now, yesterday we talked about one that was in Texas. Now it's talking Indiana. So let me say hello to everybody because I just popped in. Hi 61. How are you? Hi Terry. How are you? Can you hear me? Let me make sure you can hear me. We found that when I was like, I don't know. I think it was good. Sandra. Hi. How are you? And you like all sorts of music? Yeah. Let's see. On Sunday, they have a show called Full Metal Jacket where they play death metal music. Another historical movie coming out, and it's called Young Washington. Oh, okay. And somebody was telling me something about that. You would like, somebody said, you would High 61 would like that. I don't know, somewhere I was going or something said, High 61 would like that. I don't remember what it was. Hi, Amish Justice League. How are you? Okay. So first, let me say hello. Edisto. Okay. So, hello, Bink. How are you? All right. So first we're going to look at Indianapolis. I have to go to the doctor tomorrow. Because I never got called. I only had Dr. AI read my biopsy results. So I've got to go to the breast doctor tomorrow. So we'll see. Hopefully everything will be good with that. Okay. Let's I have my stuff up here. Let's see here. That's my lake. We're saving the Amish for the last because I've got a lot on that. And it's quite crazy. All right, so we have on this, I know Scooter will always tell me anytime I say anything about Indianapolis, she's like, I don't live anywhere near there. Because there's a lady that used to do holes or something, and she lived there, and she's like, I don't live anywhere near there. So, just remember, she doesn't live anywhere near there. Don't even say it. And now I just had it. Okay. So 1 woman dead, 3 injured after a shooting at a post-prom party at a rental home near the north side of Indianapolis. So the shooting happened just before 1 a.m. Sunday. So they're promised to be on Saturday night. And that's early for us. But you'd think they'd get out earlier. So it was May 3rd. So they promised him in May 2nd. And it was into the early hours near North Park Avenue and North College Avenue and 38th Street. thing is really making me nuts. Now it's saying, wait. So a woman is dead and 3 people are injured after the shooting at police believe was at a post-prom party at a rental home on Indianapolis's near North Side. And let's see. They responded, and when officers arrived on the scene, they said they found a woman shot, and she was taken to an area hospital and later died. Marion County Coroner's Office is going to determine the exact manner and cause of death. And then shortly after that, officers responded to Methodist Hospital on a report of 2 people who walked in saying they had been shot. Detectives learned that 2 victims were also shot North Park Avenue, and they said that one of the victims is in critical condition and the other one is in stable condition. And this is, I guess, the aftermath of a window there that was shot out. Right there. Isn't that odd? Then the plant on that table is still standing. I don't know, maybe it had 2 stalks in it, but it's amazing right there, right? Standing there. See, it says the woman is dead and 3 people are injured. So far, an additional person was injured trying to leave the house. No, I guess they don't have any information about that person. After gunshots woke up Jack Anderson, he went out to his front porch and he saw teenagers running for safety from a yellow house not far from his own. The house is down. I mean, we could almost feel the vibration. It was probably 60 plus shots that came through, and it was absolute chaos, he said. Several people in the neighborhood describe it as a quiet, safe, family-friendly area. Anderson said a few neighbors let the teenagers inside their home as they waited safely for police to secure the scene. One small thing can have a ripple effect on a bunch of people, and I know that there was somebody that passed away, and life taken away over a senseless act, and it's a shame because you get one opportunity in life, Anderson said. On a Ring camera video from another neighbor, a white car can be seen driving down the road before the gunfire rings out. The car then drives back up the street in reverse as more shots are heard. This is a great neighborhood. There's great families. I was telling my wife, this is a one-off, Anderson said. The yellow house where police say the shooting happened is now covered with bullet holes in its front windows. Prom decorations scattered the side of the house among evidence markers. Across the street, another neighbor showed where a stray bullet went through his front window. I bet you this is the one right here. The couch where his son always sits, a wall, and stopped at his back door. He falls asleep right next to the chair that the bullet came through, and God be the glory, I would say about 45 minutes to 1 hour before it happened, I just tapped him on the head and I told him to wake up and go upstairs and go to sleep. Grace of God, that's all it is, the grace of God. And it could have been him. The father said, yeah, wow. He said, father went on to say he heard this scene unfolding, screaming from every which way. I thought I was in the wild, wild west or either the war. It was an unfortunate situation. Mitchell said the house became a rental last year, and it didn't cause any issues until last night, when I saw so many kids and so many cars lining up. I just knew, I had a gut feeling that this hold on one second. That this was the one something was going to be not right. I just knew it. Mitchell and other neighbors say they saw cars double park on their side of the street before the party got started. Mitchell thinks about 100 people showed up to the party. I just think it's senseless. And we have to do better as human beings. My main message to everyone is... This stupid thing keeps popping up. My main message to everyone is that we have to do better, and I say everyone. There's nobody higher than others, and you can look at it from any picture you paint, that this type of people, that's everybody. We have to do better as people, period. And anyone with information about the incident should call Detective Christopher Winter at the IMPD Homicide Unit, and that number is 317-327-3475. Or you can email him at christopher.winter@indy.gov. That's crazy. Okay, and then next we're going to go to the lake. Okay, stop. Oh, this stupid thing is, I don't know what it is doing. Being a jerk is what it's doing. Okay, let me get this graphic up here and you'll see what I mean by... I go down into the lake there. Okay. And that little green summer house where 2 people were found deceased, it's in Tuftonboro, New Hampshire. And the state and local authorities are investigating what they think is a murder-suicide of 2 adults, and they were found dead outside of the home on Saturday morning. Attorney General's office and the Tuftonboro police were called to a family summer home a little before 9:30 a.m. where they discovered the bodies of the 2 homeowners outside. Officials say the investigation is still in its early stages, but there is no apparent threat to the public. Investigators say they're looking at the possibility that the deaths are the result of a murder-suicide. The home on Governor Wentworth Highway, that reminds me of that other Governor Road that was by where, that other murder, sits right on Winter Harbor on Lake Winnipesaukee. Across the street is Mirror Lake. Investigators were on scene for hours on Saturday, and the New Hampshire State Police Major Crime Unit was parked in the driveway as you see it there. And investigators were examining the backyard. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office, the State Police Major Crime Unit, and the Tuftonboro Police are all involved in the investigation, and that is all they have said here. I'm just going to check. They haven't released names or anything yet, but let me see if there's anything. Sometimes on Facebook there is more, right? Help is on the way. What's going on with this? That's weird. Hold on a second. What the heck is going on this? Oh, I know what it is. Hang on. It's because it's Searching. Not the right thing. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, I see what it is. Oh my gosh, it's trying to protect me because they think that it might... Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I'm sure. Huh. Okay. See what they're saying here. State and local authorities are investigating. I'm looking at the comments here. My gosh. Somebody wrote, is that the house that's always selling things, junk? Somebody says, absolutely not. So crazy. People just, I don't know, they just say the wackiest things, you know? I don't see too much else about this, let's see. Me over here, maybe. I wonder who called in the welfare check, right? What? Oh, somebody said, I just saw it on the news and the view from the backyard is amazing. I agree it's odd, but maybe that could explain it. Somebody said, how did you just find them outside? The view from the backyard is amazing. Maybe that could explain it. And the person said, you're an effing moron. Then they said, I'm guessing she meant that they were in their own yard looking at the view and then it happened. Anything could have happened, you moron. Wow. This is crazy. Sorry you think that way, but there is no need to be like that. Everyone is allowed to have an opinion. You can't put yourself in the mind of someone who does something like that, but if that was the last thing they saw... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so many people just put... I can't, you know, you want to know what's wrong with people today? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can't even read some of these comments because they're so sadistic. I don't know. Someone said they lived next to them for almost 13 years. Their family knew them for decades. And I don't understand. She looks like a reporter, but then but maybe she isn't just a neighbor. Huh. Crazy. So yeah, there's not much else on that. So we'll follow up and see what's going on with that. And my stomach, if you hear my stomach is rumbling. It's like, I don't know. I didn't eat a lot, but I'm not hungry, and my stomach is like just telling me that I should be eating. Let's see. Husband, wife. Yeah, I don't see too much there. So we're going to go to the Amish, the whole Amish thing. And I have the probable cause affidavit and stuff. So we're going to go through that. This is horrific. I was watching something about that. There's an Amish woman. I think she left the Amish because she's using electric mixers and stuff, but she still dresses the same. And I think she's pregnant now. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes I fall asleep to stuff and then I don't even know if it's real, but I think it is. And she was on some cult podcast. And I don't remember she has like a cooking channel that she makes Amish things, but she makes them with modern appliances. Yeah. Why am I even bringing this up? Oh, because I sing that and then I saw this. It's just crazy. Let me just get I want to get the picture of this, okay? So you can see what the compound was like. And then we will okay. My gosh, my stomach wants me to eat. Amish. No, it said it was a retreat for Mennonite and the Amish. But any retreat, like I'm going to tell you about, let me just get the images up here so you can see a little bit about what this was like, okay? And it was in Missouri. And Linda always calls Missouri misery. Well, this place really was misery, okay? Really. All right, so this is one of the buildings. You can see in this screenshot, it kind of reminds me of that cult movie that was filmed up here, that Marley May, blah, 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 blah. But you'll see in this picture, and I'm going to show you, and I'll try to zoom this in a little bit. You see the dresses here on the line, right? There's some more stuff. Looks like there's some pots or something over there. Okay. And then let's see. Oh my goodness. Where's the other view I want to show you before I go in and tell you exactly what this guy did, okay? Because it's really horrific. And I wanted to see if we could find, if being that it's for the Amish and the Mennonites, I don't know where they were going to advertise this. But let's see. There's a... Okay, here's what I want to show you on the property. Over here. And you'll see now, this was that white house that I just showed you right here. And then, or could it be this one? No, I'm getting confused. It's one of, let me see. I think I don't see the line over, I don't see the clothesline on this one, so I think it's this one. But this whole compound, okay? And then the guy, so you know, is Sam B. Shetler. Shetler, Shetler. And I'm going to show you a picture of him. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to pull it right from the probable cause affidavit, okay? So, Let me go over here. Okay, here's the probable cause affidavit. Where are my glasses? Here they are. So it says, I have probable cause to believe that Sam B. Shetler, and then something's redacted, Hidden Valley Court, Boonville, Missouri, committed one or more criminal offenses. The facts supporting this belief are as follows. From 2022 to 2026, Sam Shetler has owned and operated an Amish retreat called Mercy and Truth on Hidden Valley Court in the county of Cooper, state of Missouri. The retreat is for individuals in the Amish and Mennonite community who are morally or mentally disabled and or in need of counseling or therapy services. Between 2022 and 2026, the Cooper County Sheriff's Office has received numerous phone calls regarding cult-like, suspicious, abusive, sexual, and neglective behavior from Shetler to his residents at the retreat. Due to cultural differences, several reports were unfounded or unable to be fully investigated. On January 9, 2026, Deputy Adam Chenault received a report from a redacted individual who advised that he was at the retreat when he was 15 years old, between the summer of 2023 to the spring of 2025. And during his time at the retreat, the redacted person observed a boy be forced to sleep in the cold attic all winter as a form of punishment, as well as witness an Amish man with disabilities known as, redacted name, be kicked in the genitals, abused, locked in the safe room for weeks, and tied with his hands behind his back and put pepper in his eyes as punishment. Another redacted person reported that he was ordered by Sam to take around 100 pills a day and then some sleeping pills, and that most residents take about 100 pills a day. Some pills are homemade by Sam, while others are vitamins and minerals. This redacted person witnessed Sam wrestled down a female resident who was refusing to take her pills, and he sat on her chest, and he forced the pills into her mouth and held her mouth shut until she swallowed them. The reporting redacted person said Sam then charges the residents money for the pills. I also spoke with another redacted name on the phone, to which he explained that he, along with other young men and boys, were forced to work at Sam's private businesses and private farms. And the redacted person said that the workers were not paid for their labor, and the majority of them were not receiving counseling or therapy from Sam either. The redacted person said they would work to train Sam's horses, they would work in the fields, they would work at the wood pallet shop or the sawmill, and were often leased out to English people for work, and that any money that was paid was to be paid to Sam only. The redacted person said that if he went to the retreat to receive counseling and guidance, that he did go there to receive counseling and guidance, but was never given time with Sam and instead was forced to work for Sam. I asked the redacted person what would happen if he refused to work. The redacted person said that they were either physically removed from the building to go to work, or they were verbally assaulted and chastised until they got up to go to work. Through these initial reports, it is evident that Sam Shetler was creating a climate of fear and would exhibit fits of rage, verbal abuse, and often residents would be witness to violence and other threats to others. Sam Shetler was operating and benefiting from the Mercy and Truth retreat by force, fraud, and coercion. In addition, Sam would require them to take his vitamins, pills, and salves, sometimes more than 100 pills a day, and then would require the residents to pay for the pills or send pill bills to family members out of state. Since January 9th, 2026, I have interviewed numerous individuals who were residents at the retreat or former employees at the retreat. During an interview with the redacted person, he stated that he was at the facility when he was 17 years old from November of 2024 to January 2026. And he was sent to receive help from Sam, but he never received counseling or therapy. The redacted person said he was forced to work on Sam's farm, at his horse barn and wood pallet shop. The redacted person said he would work alone until midnight, some nights by Sam's order to get work done. The redacted person said he received no compensation for his work, but that Sam made the money off of the person and other residents' forced labor. The redacted person also said that he was force-fed approximately 70 pills a day after having his blood drawn and Sam ordering a protocol. During an interview with the redacted person and more, it was reported that Sam had control over 3 females who are demon-possessed, and that Sam has them believe he is the only one who can control their demons. During the counseling sessions, Sam will rub oil on the females in order to remove the demons. The 3 females arrived at the facility when they were 15 years old and are now believed to be 19 to 20. They travel everywhere with Sam, and they follow Sam everywhere he goes. Forms of punishment at the retreat for not taking pills, not working, or not obeying Sam or the retreat would range from sleeping in the attic during the winter, sitting in the ice house, being tied or chained up, force-fed pills, verbal abuse, being spanked, or continued forced labor, or forced into the safe room, and more. Okay. On 3/2/2026, I interviewed someone who was 16 years old with her parents. That person also provided a written letter. That person stated that when she was 13 to 14 in June, July of 2024, she was at the retreat for approximately 3 weeks, visiting her sister and having blood drawn due to her having menstrual issues. She said that Sam did not have permission from her parents to do any counseling or therapies with her. She said that one night around midnight, Sam wanted to have a counseling, to which he laid the girl on the bed and laid on top of her. The girl said she froze and was uncomfortable, and Sam was whispering to her, "You're so lucky to be here." A couple of days later, Sam wanted to do another counseling session and was asking her about being SA'd. And she said Sam needed to heal her abused area and told her that he found a 5-pointed star on her arm, which means an evil spirit, and that he needs to get the evil spirit out of her. She said Sam placed a blanket over her legs and then lifted her dress up above her stomach, and that he tucked the blanket into her underwear, and then he went underneath the blanket and rubbed oil on her, you know where. And she said she was upset about this, but had been told to trust Sam. She was reported that she was given something that made her drowsy one night, and she woke up in the middle of the night with someone holding her legs down and her hands above her head. And she said the room was dark and she couldn't see who it was. And when she woke back up, she fled the room and slept with another female in the retreat. The next morning when she reported it to Sam, he told her that it was the evil spirits he warned her about. On March 4th, 2026, Cooper County deputies carried out a search warrant at Mercy and Truth Retreat, and Shetler was not present. But an interview was conducted with someone who identified himself as an administrator. The redacted person was present with me while searching Sam's office. The person admitted that he believes the girls are demon-possessed and that Sam is the only one who can control it. The person also confirmed the labor by young men at the retreat, but that the work is what they believe in, and work gets them better, helps get them better. The person confirmed that any money that is made is supposed to go through Sam for the retreat. The person said physical punish is rarely used, but it's sometimes necessary. The person admitted to staff chaining or tying people up, but only with their permission. The person stated they know there are issues with Sam and the girls, and they are working through that. While searching Sam's office, I located plastic crystals in Sam's Bible in his desk, which match the description of the crystals he claims to pull out of the possessed girls. These crystals are small plastic toy stars, bears, or pacifiers. I also found thousands of handwritten notes and letters, many of which are to Sam from the girls, and Sam is often addressed as Daddy in those letters and notes, and even refers to himself to them as Daddy. I located several blood lab results and protocol sheets that Sam uses to determine the vitamin pills and salves to give the residents. Hang on. In addition, I located a document titled Mercy and Truth Workers Guidelines. A couple of those guidelines are as follows. 13. If residents have a hard time falling asleep in the evening, give them more physical work during the day. They need to work off their surges of adrenaline physically in their muscles, or it goes to the brain. 5. If law enforcement shows up here, be respectful and polite. If they ask for information on what we do here or about a certain person, tell them they need to speak with the clinical director, Sam Shetler, or redacted. If need be, give them an appointment to come back. Never give info, and especially not out of the files unless Sam gives you permission. Through interviews, letters, and investigations, a consistent scheme, plan, and pattern was established. Sam would mentally manipulate and mentally torture juvenile females and young women into believing they were demon-possessed or they had evil spirits that were present in order to control them in exchange for self-gratification. Sam would also compel young men and juveniles who were sent to Mercy and Truth Retreat for counseling and therapy to work his private businesses, such as his horse training business, his pallet making business, a sawmill, and at the store. These individuals would be forced to work for free while Sam and Mercy and Truth Retreat made the monetary profit from their work. Sam would also lease these individuals out to neighbors as laborers, and the neighbors would then pay Sam for their labor. These young men and juveniles would feel compelled to continue this labor by the physical and mental abuses carried out by Sam or at the direction of Sam. Sam Shetler took advantage of his position in the Amish community to control, manipulate, coerce, and force vulnerable people for his own benefit, profit, monetarily, sexually, and mentally. Due to the severity of this information, the following charges are requested. And he has charges of sodomy or attempted sodomy, first degree, trafficking for the purposes of slavery, involuntary servitude or forced labor, and 3, abuse of the elderly, disabled, or vulnerable person. The aforesaid facts are true to the best knowledge, and that's signed. But there's more. There's more. Hold on a second. Okay, here's the complaint. The prosecuting attorney of the County of Cooper, State of Missouri, charges that the defendant in violation committed the felony of trafficking with the purpose of slavery. Okay. But there's also a lot more that's come up because he's got additional. Okay, here's the other one. Here's the amended one. Here's some more. Okay. The facts supporting this, okay. Okay, so a redacted person stated that she was at the retreat from February of 2021 to March of 2022, and when she was around 19 years old. She said during her counseling sessions with Sam, he would ask her numerous questions about her sexual desires and her sexual history. She said the conversation was inappropriate and uncomfortable. She said that Sam then told her to sit on his lap and that he held her like a baby while, essaying her, over her dress. She was alarmed by the unwanted contact and stated that Sam was purposefully touching her without her consent. She stated she was traumatized by this and began to challenge Sam. She started to refuse to take the pills that were prescribed to her by Sam, which she said on one occasion Sam grabbed her by the face and forced the pills into her mouth, making her swallow them. She also witnessed another girl being forced into the jail cell that was located in the basement of the retreat for refusing to take her pills, and after witnessing this, she was compelled by fear to continue taking her pills. She said she was held against her will by Sam Shetler and had attempted to escape the retreat with family but was forced to stay by Sam. Her family arrived at the retreat but was turned away by Sam, telling them that she cannot leave. Again, Sam used his position in the Amish community to control, manipulate, coerce, and force vulnerable people for his own profit, monetarily, sexually, and mentally. Sam told her that she cannot leave and that if she tries to escape, he will kidnap her and hold her longer. Oh, hold on a second. My thing. Hold on a minute. I have to do my Zoom because I'm worried you won't be able to hear if I don't have my thing hooked up. Okay. Now where's my... There we go. Okay. Let me get back to where we were. Sam told her if she tries to escape, he will kidnap her and hold her longer. She also observed another female at the retreat be physically pulled out of a vehicle by Sam as she attempted to escape, preventing her from leaving. She begged Sam to let her leave, and he refused. She said as part of her punishment for the attempted escape and refusal of medication and refusal to cooperate with the touching therapy, she had to sleep in the attic during the winter for 3 weeks. She was freezing and uncomfortable and said she felt like she was going to die if she stayed there. She said she felt like she was in prison. She also reported severe isolation, being locked into rooms, given minimal food and water or contact with people until full submission to Sam Shetler was met. She felt as though she was forced to work and was exhausted from working. One morning, she was slow to wake up from being overworked the day before, and Sam threatened to pour water on her if she didn't wake up and get to work. After several attempts to escape, she was finally able to escape with the help of her family and an English driver. On March 31st, 2026, I interviewed 3 sisters. The 3 were with Sam between March of 2014 and June of 2016, prior to the construction of the large retreat building. Hold on a minute. And were at the retreat voluntarily learning how to be more Amish. The 3 sisters were between 19 and 20 at the time, and they wanted to belong to an actual Amish community. Shortly after they arrived at Sam Shetler's, they quickly realized this was not normal. One of the girls recalled witnessing a dozen Amish men holding down a 6-year-old Amish boy while Sam Shetler pulled teeth out of the boy's mouth as punishment for rebellion. The girl said the Amish men would say, "Children don't have feelings, they only know fear." The girls were quickly separated in separate houses on the property, and all three reported nightly sleep deprivation, where Sam Shetler and another Amish man would keep them up all night, repeatedly praying, singing, and talking about them being demon-possessed. The three sisters were also prescribed pills, and at one point were taking up to 80 pills a day. One of the sisters refused the pills and was threatened, and all three sisters attempted to escape Sam Shetler, but were forced to stay, citing the belief that they are demon-possessed because they were rebellious and unwilling to submit to Sam. The sisters were able to escape and attempted to get her sisters out. One sister was able to get her sisters out, but was she attempted to, but she was unsuccessful. The sister attempted to escape by jumping out of a window by herself, and she was captured and then placed into another bedroom where they nailed the window shut and barricaded the door. And she remained in that room for 2 weeks, only being fed bread and water. In order to prevent immediate escape, Sam forced two sisters into a van, and they were driven to Pennsylvania to another retreat and were held there until they agreed to submit to Sam. And while en route to Pennsylvania, one of the sisters remembers stopping for the night, and while walking from the van to a house, she saw a highway in the distance, and she sprinted to the highway in an attempt to flag down a passerby, but was quickly captured by Amish men and returned. After a time in Pennsylvania, she said she wanted to get back home to Missouri so she agreed to submit, but knew she would attempt to escape when able. Once back in Missouri, while she was working the garden, she realized that Sam was not present on the property, and the other Amish man was taking a nap. She went to the phone booth, knowing that her sister was working at the Orchlands in California, Missouri. She called the store number and requested to speak with her, told her that this was her chance to escape. She drove from California to Sam's property to rescue them with success. After two sisters escaped, Sam started watching the third sister closely. The third sister continued her work until she found the opportunity when her brother came to visit her. Sam again was not on the property, so she asked the Amish woman if she could go for a drive to the creek with her brother. They agreed, telling her to be back for lunch. She was able to get in the truck and leave Sam Shetler's place for good. Okay, and then due to the severity of this information, the following charges are requested. Sexual abuse, first degree, trafficking for the purposes of slavery, involuntary servitude or forced labor, and kidnapping, second degree. So those are all on that one. Now there's still more, okay? Hold on. Okay, let's see here now. Involuntary manslaughter now. What he's been charged with, in addition. So here's what it says, that on or about March 6, 2025, in the county of Cooper, state of Missouri, the defendant, this guy you see right here, Sam Shetler, recklessly caused the death of confidential number 8 by failing to procure necessary medical treatment for confidential victim number 8, a 6-month-old child under the defendant's care. So let's see if we have any more information about the child here. This one, let's see. This is the ice house, crystals. go back. Manslaughter, that's the new charge. So let's see. So he's 42 years old, by the way, okay? The manslaughter case started in 2025 when deputies responded to an unresponsive 6-month-old boy who they were told had been sick and was treated by Shetler. The local Amish community had been led to believe that Shetler was a holistic practitioner. Hold on, I'm trying to get some more info on the manslaughter charge. Mercy and truth. Mercy and truth. Death of a baby. The new probable cause statement alleges that Shetler was involved in the death of a 6-month-old child in March of 2025. The sergeant investigating the case interviewed someone who worked at Mercy and Truth on April 7th, 2026, in which the investigator learned more information about the death of the child. The child had been sick for about 4 days and was having issues breathing, even turning blue on several occasions. The child was taken to Shetler, who was known in the community as a practitioner and a holistic doctor who had medical expertise. Shetler allegedly provided a breathing treatment of lavender oil in a diffuser and gave instructions for how to use it on the infant. According to the statement, the child was put down for a nap on March 6, 2025, and about an hour later, he was found blue in color and unresponsive. He was pronounced dead at the scene, according to the statement. An autopsy report from the Boone County Medical Examiner's Office said the child died from pneumonia and had multiple viruses, including RSV and the virus that causes COVID-19. The negligence of Sam Shetler, who identifies himself as a practitioner and carries himself as one with medical knowledge, was aware of the substantial and unjustifiable risk which constitutes a gross deviation from the standard of care which a responsible person would exercise in the situation involving any unwell or ill child. The Cooper County Detective Sergeant who investigated the case wrote that in the probable cause statement. Let's see here. We've read about that. Okay, so let's just see if there's any. And what about this one in Pennsylvania? Aren't they going to be going on that one? There's got to be. This is crazy. I didn't know this. I've taken a lot of tours of the Amish and stuff, but lately I'm really getting like a very bad feelings here, right? Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Hold on a minute. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, we had another one of those trolls in here. Thanks. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Hold on, I can't even see the chat because now I went to, I don't know what's going on. Hi, Sassy. Jet Set. Jet Set's there? Where's Jet Set? I haven't seen Jet Set in a while. I don't see Jet Set. Somebody said Jet Set and I don't see her. Where's Jet Set? I'm missing jet set. I don't see jet set. You've got a touch of bronchitis and a fever? Oh no. I hope you feel better. There's Jet Set. Hi, Jet Set. I haven't seen you in a while. You're an elderly neighbor. Oh. Okay. Eye pudding. Carolyn, have a bite to eat. Oh, yeah, my stomach, right? Okay. He needs a hairstylist. Oh, this guy, yeah. Hang on. What is going on over here? Why haven't I been around? Why I haven't been around? Why? You just lost my older brother, then sister-in-law? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, Cheryl. You just lost your older brother and then your sister-in-law? Gosh, sorry. You're trying to keep busy? Yeah, very sorry to hear that. Okay, so we've had one troll in here. What the freak? You guys really, they need to get outside. And then another troll. Okay, they need to touch some grass. I don't get that excited when you're not here. Oh no, I just saw, somebody said Jet Set and I haven't seen her in a while. I would say that if I hadn't seen you in a while. Of course I would. Cheryl, Sandra, okay. Yeah, she was there. You don't see the Jet Set was here. She was just like one time in there. Okay. So that I wanted to see, what did they say about this retreat though? This Amish retreat in Pennsylvania. Hold on a minute. Because that's not right. Amish retreat in Pennsylvania. Amish farm stay. No. Amish farm. No. Amish. No. No tours. No tours. No, a bad one. A bad one where Sam Shetler runs it. Run by Sam Shetler. Okay, he's supposed to have run a second one in Pennsylvania. You loonies? Where is it? Amish Retreat. It says, listen to this one. The leader of the Amish community, who was accused of SA and forced labor, this is before the manslaughter, okay? This is March 31st, but listen what it says. Asked a Cooper County judge to get in contact with his family during a state hearing on Tuesday. Sam Shetler, 42 years old, faces all those charges, right? During Tuesday's hearing, Shetler told Judge Keith Bale, the judge's last name is Bale. Oh my gosh. That's like Judge, remember that? When he wants to speak with his family and church before he hires an attorney. Shetler also waived the public defender application until he can speak to his community. Shetler appeared via video feed. Here's what he said. I would prefer to first talk to my family, my church, because I'm honestly not sure if my church approves of that. I wonder if your church approves of all the stuff you did there, buddy. So if I'm allowed to, I would like to first communicate with my family, and my church. Make sure I'm not doing something against the church. Oh my goodness, what about all this stuff this guy did? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is nuts. Okay. One witness reported that, oh no, that's something else. I thought that was at the jail. He is being held with a $100,000 bond. And then I have something from one of his hearings. Let me see, where's his hearing thing? This hearing. Okay. State versus Sam B. Shetler. Let's see. State appears. Okay, let's see what this is from. What date is this from? To law enforcement, additional victims came forward. No bond. Okay, so that was his no bond at one of the hearings. Let me see here. That's. Huh. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else on this guy. I just don't know why they're not going to the one. I'm looking on the docket. Let me see. Charges. Five. Wow, he's been getting charges since 5/1/2023. Why was he out? Felony 2024, 2021, 2021, 2014, 2025. Crazy. Let's see. Scheduled hearings. His next hearing is when? Preliminary hearing. Doesn't have the day yet. Civil judgments, garnishments, charges, the docket. Okay. Followed by his Adam Dowling. It just wrote it like it was chicken scratch. The motions. Criminal motion hearing held. 4/21, defendant appears in person in custody with attorney A. Dowling. State files an amended felony complaint. Formal arraignment waived. Plea of not guilty entered. Bond hearing held. Bond is amended to no bond. Preliminary hearing remains for May 13th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Motion for the defendant to be brought from the Cooper County Jail to appear in person for the preliminary hearing, and then motion to permit the defendant to appear in person at all future court appearances. He wants to appear in person. Let me see now. So his attorney, when did he get his attorney? Dowling Adam. Well, the way he filled that out was like total chicken scratch. Okay. All right. So that we have. And let's see what else is going on. Okay. Let me take these off now. I can see. Jen gets rid of the trolls. Yeah, it really does. You're right, Jessica. Jessica Rabbit. Who are you? Really? Who are you? Why don't you come in under your real name? Why be such a coward? Why be such a coward, Jessica Rabbit? Seriously. Because I think you came in here when I was talking about my breast biopsy, and you were like, oh, you were trying to be real supportive and everything, and somebody would say, oh, you're nice. And then you come in and then you give a nasty comment, and now you come in and you just say something else really abusive. Why not use your real name if you're such a, you want to start such a fuss, but you're scared to use your real name, right, Jessica? Yeah. You're really something, You have an avatar that's just ridiculous. You call yourself Jessica Rabbit. Man, I don't know. What happened to you? Seriously. What happened to you? That this is what you do. Siri, do you think about that? Wow. There's a lot of really, really insane people. They should somebody undercover to the retreat, yeah. Oh, Jessica Rabbit's been in here before. But see, Jessica Rabbit vacillates. Jessica Rabbit, if I'm not mistaken, came into one of the things where I was talking about the breast biopsy and was talking about it and acting like a normal person that day. And then Jessica Rabbit comes in and does other things. And it's like they're either like on the pendulum, like, mood swings or whatever the freak is going on. But what's happened to you, really, seriously? You look ridiculous. You don't realize how ridiculous you look doing stuff like that? It's like that guy said, people just have to learn. You're just really not a, it's odd, okay? What happened to you? You don't know. They were here. I took their comment. I removed it. I didn't remove them. I removed their comment because it was nasty. They're just, Sandra, there's some people that do not know how, like, they've got deep issues, number one, because if you don't like somebody, you don't watch somebody. You're not obsessed with someone and can't stop watching them. Have to come in under different names, have to create different profiles to talk to them, watch everything that they do. Then, what's weirder is come in sometimes and be supportive, and then come in and be really nasty. That's bizarre. They were here. They left one comment, which I removed the comment. But anyway, it's not even Jessica Rabbit. They have some kind of crazy avatar of, I don't know. I don't even know who the man is supposed to be. It has a Buffalo Bills on a turban with some guy in a white shirt with a white turban on. And who I guess the person is Sean McDermott. Like, that really makes sense. I have no idea who that is or why they have the person in that. They have him dressed up as Osama bin Laden. So right then and there, something's whacked. And And then they created their account on April 11th, 2026. And they call themselves Jessica Rabbit. Okay. Oh, sorry to hear that, Cheryl. Sorry to hear that. You know, they say, oh, you want to hear something? Someone died. One of the assistants, junior varsity basketball coaches, Luke, came home and said he had a heart attack and died, and he was in his 40s. You never know. That's what I'm saying. You absolutely never know. And then you have people like Jessica Rabbit that doesn't believe, I guess, life is precious and you don't know how much of it you have left. And Jessica Rabbit likes to spend her time just being hateful. And though then, like, what strikes Jessica? Like, because I'm sure it was Jessica when I was talking about my breast biopsy that came in and started to say something supportive. And just when you give a person the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're trying to be an okay person, then they come in and have to prove you wrong, that they're not. It's always disappointing. Nothing's promised, Cheryl, to anybody. But people like Jessica Rabbit just feel like, I guess, everything is promised to them, and they'll waste as much time as possible just being a jerk. You like Gladys? I don't know. A lot of people don't like Gladys. The other night there was somebody in, and Rosalia was like, "Well, I'll come back when that person's gone." But she's a wrench. You can block them. You can remove their comment. Yeah, that's what the wrenches do. Not invisible trolls. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of really, really messed up people, as we see with the true crime. But I mean, there's a lot of really messed up individuals on YouTube. There's a lot of really good people on YouTube, but there's a lot of really messed up people on YouTube. Very unhappy, bitter, who just live to hurt people. And somebody will say, hurt people. What is it? Hurt people? Yeah, okay. Hurt people should start finding out, okay, how to process things without hurting other people and multiplying hurt, okay? And they're hurting the people that didn't hurt them. They're just bitter and just hurt people. Yeah. Just Terry. The internet is just whew. YouTube especially. There are just people that think that they're in control. They're going to come in and tell you this and that and the other thing. And they do it under fake names, of course, because they're cowards. Just ridiculous. You see that in all chats, these hateful people? Yeah, there's probably are. They're always trying to disrupt things. They're usually very unfulfilled in their own life, bitter, jealous, mad, angry, fury, whatever you want to say. They're just not nice, Not a good person. Just nasty. It is a scare, but look what's happening, Terry. I mean, it's crazy. Look what's happening. You know, husbands killing wives, wives killing husbands, husbands killing their families, wives killing their families, kids killing their elderly parents, people killing elderly people in general, people, I mean, the world is scary. It's a scary world. Definitely a lot of people mentally unstable. Yeah. Look at Tanner Horner. Look at Tanner Horner delivering packages, right? Were you going to think that he's going to do what he did to that girl? I mean, look at the guy that delivered from Best Buy, was contracted, and he brutally killed that lady in Florida who was just getting a washer and dryer, right? It might be the end, and I am not. Oh, I understand you, Terry. Exactly. That's what they say is the end, right? When all this stuff keeps happening. I hear you. I think that myself, too. I think, what is going on? It's getting crazy, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay? But it's crazy. Just people, that's a mixture of, I don't know what kind of drugs, mental illness, who knows? Just, it's nuts. And now, see, what was the thing before? Oh, when they were going to take away people's food stamps, right? I said things are going to get really bad because now with the gas, and if the gas keeps going higher and people can't get where they need to go where they need, people have to cancel all kinds of things because of this. Now the airlines, did you hear this? So now somebody is trying to crowdfund to buy Spirit Airlines. But I also heard that Spirit was going under and that other airlines were going to have a problem because they had given out low rates and now the jet fuel is sky high. Okay, so all of these low rates that these people got before, it's crazy. It's not a random thing. These evil acts are almost daily. Oh yeah, they are almost daily, Terry. It's crazy. And I just, gas, I think it's going to become like, do you remember like in the 70s when people were siphoning gas, but and they had to go, just they'll be stealing gas. Who knows? People be getting held up at the gas pumps, shot, and then they take their pump and fill their car. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think things are getting really bad here, and it's going to be all over. It's going to be all over. It's worse in other countries because of the stuff. Yeah, JetBlue, and then JetBlue has Breeze. Now, Breeze had great flight prices too, but I guarantee you now, they're all going to go up. Spirit gave up. No, but they're having somebody that wants to buy them, Jen. Somebody wants to crowdsource and buy the airline to save it. And that's terrible too, because those people that got tickets on Spirit, they probably got really rock bottom flights. Like I'm telling you, you could go from Newark to Edisto for like $40. Okay? So let's just say somebody booked their summer vacation or something like that with Spirit. Now that's gone. if something doesn't happen here, it's gone. And even if they got their $40 back, they're likely not going to find another airline to book that. I don't think they're going to get it for those prices, Jen. And that's another thing that's going to make people bananas, okay? Because like everything is being just taken away, and prices, the food, everything is crazy. And it's I don't know. It's when people want to go and do something and they can't do it. And the thing is, we have plenty of oil. The drills aren't even running since there's no need to. Why are the prices still so high? Who's pocketing the money? I don't know what is happening. I just know that all that stuff in that, what is it, Hormuz, whatever the heck is going on, and it's worse. What did they say in Cuba? Did someone say it's like, I don't even know how much they said gas was over there. We're doing better than other countries. It's, and a lot of mental health issues, and a lot of drugs, a lot of really mood-altering drugs. Crazy ones like that Tim Jones was on, that freaking spice stuff or whatever that is. And you put all those things together, oh boy, that's not good. That's not good. It's not good. Mm-mm. Who was the, I don't know what's going to, it's like, people started to freak, like with COVID. There was freaking, remember people started to freak out? And I said a lot of kids were going to go missing. The kids that were home from school, the ones that had a lot of issues, you weren't even going to hear about it. And then they were going to be missing, or something was going to happen because they lost all that freedom, that the parents lost the kids going into a structured environment. Then they had the kids. Then schools, some of them did not have structured classes, and the parents had to become the teachers. Plus they had their own employment that was shaky, or they lost it, or now it's just gone from one thing to another. Why I want to live by the river campgrounds. That's why you want to live by the river? Do you think the people by the river are not as nuts? No, and that's a serious question. Do you think they're not as nutty by the river? I don't know. I wonder what Cheryl says, because what state are you in, Cheryl? Some are. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of craziness going on. And some people think it's a conspiracy that everybody buys electric cars, right? I've heard that one too, that this is a conspiracy to make everybody buy electric cars. I don't think it's that at all. You're in New York, Cheryl? Where in New York? I'm in New York. Where are you in New York? I didn't know you were in New York, or maybe I did, didn't I? Where are you in New York? No one has ever bothered you? Where are you in New York? Oh, wait, I think you did tell me. You're way upstate? Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, never mind. You're up towards Buffalo? Are you up by Buffalo? Shuffle off to Buffalo. Shuffle off to Buffalo. Oh, Seneca. Okay. That's by Lake Placid, right? By Mirror Lake. Oh boy. Wait a minute. That's Seneca Falls. Near Buffalo. Saranac, I'm thinking. Hold on, I'm at the wrong one. Seneca. Yeah, they get a lot of snow. Yep, they get a lot of snow. Let's see what else is going on. Two dead after a standoff in Cobb County. Cobb County, Georgia. See what happened there. Two dead after a standoff. Two people are dead after a standoff in Cobb County. Shut down for 8 hours. Let's see, off Van Diver Drive. Neighbors are just shocked by all that's happened. You know, most times, aren't the people just shocked by all that's happened? Oh, I just knew this was going to happen, right? The guys are always the quiet ones. Oh, I never thought. Okay, there was a standoff. Let's see, it happened for hours. About 8 hours. A man held himself inside of a home. It's a tragedy. It's really surprising. The neighbors are saying. You could hear him on the bullhorn trying to get him out of the house. So how are two people dead? It's really weird. Every single person there, it's really weird. Not all of that activity goes on here anymore. A welfare check on Sunday morning at around 8:30. They got a call from a family member who had not heard from a woman in the home. Police say when they showed up, a man was pacing back and forth, but he was refusing to come to the door. Okay, so they tried to get him out, and then obviously it's her and him that ends up. But he was refusing numerous times. They tried to establish communication numerous times. He refused every attempt that was made. Officer said that's when they got a search warrant. And by 11 o'clock, they heard another fired shot, and the SWAT team members, at some point following that, an officer-involved shooting took place, and the suspect was wounded. There was a drone inside the residence, so they knew he was still alive. And contact was attempted. Again, he refuses to comply. And at some point, he ended up taking his own life. And that's when they went inside, and they also found the woman who was dead. Ridiculous. Police release new photos of a missing Northern Kentucky University student. Okay, let's see what this is. Police in Kentucky have released new surveillance footage images of a college student as the search continues. Murray Alexis Faust, a student at Northern Kentucky University, was last seen Monday, April 27th, in the Latonia neighborhood of Covington, where they live. And it was just before 6 p.m. Friends say that Faust's cell phone was left behind at home and that their backpack was later found on the Northern Kentucky University campus. They said that she planned to attend classes but never arrived. Faust is seen wearing a dark-colored jacket and loose-fitting patterned pants. Okay, so I guess this is the images they're giving. Oh boy. Now, I don't know how they have that one picture, because it almost looks like the person has a beard, okay? But then here's another picture we can see they clearly don't, so I don't know what kind of picture they're putting out there. But the Covington Police Department is asking anyone with information about Faust's whereabouts to contact police at 911 or call 859-292-2234. Keith Urban's daughter unfollows him on social media. Okay. That's news. Oh my gosh, the Hantavirus. Oh my goodness. Do you know the Hantavirus? Get out. On a cruise ship. 3 dead. That's what killed, who was it? That couple. Oh my gosh. Gene Hackman and his wife, right? It was the Hantavirus. Now that's like one of those viruses I just feel like you've heard about, but then everybody that lives in the country or whatever, you're going to find mouse droppings in a shed or whatever, and you're like, okay, can't be that, because everybody's been around this stuff. It must be very rare. And then when you hear cases of it, you're like, what the heck? So let's see. It says that 3 people were aboard a cruise ship on the Atlantic Ocean, and they have died of suspected infections of the Hantavirus, a rodent-borne virus that can cause fatal respiratory illness, according to the World Health Organization on May 3rd. To date, 1 case of Hantavirus infection has been laboratory confirmed, and there are 5 additional suspected cases. Of the 6 affected individuals, 3 have died, and 1 is currently in intensive care in South Africa. In a statement provided to the media, the Netherlands-based expedition cruise operator Oceanwide Expedition said it is addressing a serious medical situation on board Hantavirus. The ship was en route from Argentina to Cape Verde, an island nation off Africa's west coast. During this voyage, 3 passengers have passed away. Wow. 2 of these deaths occurred on board the vessel, and 1 occurred after disembarkment. In addition, the passenger is currently being treated in intensive care in Johannesburg, and 2 individuals on board require urgent medical care. Wow. The Dutch Foreign Ministry spokesperson reported that 2 Dutch passengers died. Oceanwide Expeditions said the cause of the infections is under investigation, but noted that a strain of the Hantavirus was identified in one passenger who was medically evacuated from the cruise ship. At this stage, it has not been established whether Hantavirus is linked to the 3 deaths connected to this voyage. Oceanwide Expeditions said Hantavirus has not been confirmed in the 2 symptomatic individuals on board. The World Health Organization said it is investigating the outbreak. Oh my gosh. And see, Gene Hackman's wife died from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. What is it? Centers for Disease Control described hantaviruses as a family of viruses that can cause serious illness and death. It's spread primarily by rodents through exposure to their urine, droppings, or saliva, and it's less commonly spread through a scratch or a bite. While rare, hantavirus may spread between people, and it can lead to severe respiratory illness, and it requires careful patient monitoring, support, and response. Wow. Hold on a second. 10 people injured in shooting at oh wow, this is the third one now. Third one. There was one in Texas, Indiana, now Oklahoma. 10 people injured in a shooting at an Oklahoma lake community. At least 10 people have been taken to the hospital. Hold on, let me get this graphic over here so we know we're on to something different if I ever try to catalog these lives. At least 10 people have been taken to the hospital following a shooting at a lake near Oklahoma City. Police say authorities received multiple reports of shots being fired around 9 p.m. at a gathering of young people at Arcadia Lake in Edmond. We're kind of all over speaking with victims and witnesses, said the Edmond police spokesperson, Emily Ward. She said that in addition to the 10 people taken to the hospitals, more drove themselves. Victims were in various conditions. Witnesses reported seeing 2 men flee the scene. The suspects remained at large, but Ms. Ward said there was no ongoing threat to the public. What? Arcadia Lake is located 13 miles north of Oklahoma City. It's a man-made reservoir used for flood control that is also a popular recreational spot that offers fishing, boating, picnicking, and camping. Well, okay. What is going on? Man and a woman and 3 others, including a child, injured in an explosion. Where's that happen? That was in, where, the UK? I believe so, yeah. Let's see. What else we have here? Okay, let's... Federal housing handout has ended. Foreclosures will follow. What is this? A generous... What is this? The number... Oh, something that helped people when they fell behind in their mortgages stay in their homes was recently scaled back. A jump in foreclosures is an early sign of the fallout. The number of U.S. homes with foreclosure filings rose 28% in March compared with a year ago. Homeowners with a Federal Housing Administration mortgage who get into financial difficulty can apply for a subsidy known as a partial claim to clear any arrears on their mortgage. Some borrowers can also get a loan modification. During the pandemic, the Department of Housing and Urban Development lifted limits on how many times borrowers could receive these partial claims. The only restriction was that the total claims couldn't exceed 30% of the outstanding balance on the mortgage. Many people who used the program were in genuine distress, but others were gaming it. Let's see. One buyer purchased a $430,000 home in Woburn, Mass. In 2019, has received 5 partial claims since totaling $96,000 since 2021. The arrears will eventually have to be settled. They are added to the mortgage balance in a junior lien that is repaid once the loan matures, is refinanced, or the home is sold. Okay, this can't happen anymore. Since last October, borrowers can only apply for 1 partial claim or loan modification every 2 years, and they also have to make 3 consecutive mortgage payments before they qualify for government help to settle any arrears. This is to help make sure that they're able to pay the loan longer term. Borrowers who can't meet this will start to show up in foreclosure numbers. Okay, so that's... Oh, what is this now? 2 separate SW side shootings. Arkansas teacher charged after allegedly choking a student who called him bro during class. Oh boy. Teenage boy was killed after being struck by a falling tree at the park. Oh, Rudy Giuliani is supposed to be in critical condition. I don't know what happened to him, but former New York City mayor. Just trying to see what happened. He has been hospitalized and he's in critical but stable condition. That's according to a spokesperson. The 81-year-old, let's see, who was praised for his response to 9/11, America's mayor. Let's see what's going on with him. What is going on? The mayor's spokesperson did not say much, but he was previously hospitalized last year following a car crash in New Hampshire. I don't know. Hunt for 2 men in dark clothing after a woman is stabbed in the park in broad daylight. Where's this happening? This has to be Stockton, Hardwick Green Park, Stockton, County Durham. Let's see. Don't ask a bank teller for $50 bills, but don't worry, there's actually a reason they avoid it. What? Two U.S. service members are missing amid training exercise in Morocco. Two major California insurers plot massive rate hikes, bringing misery for nearly 1 million homes. Landlords want to be paid for pandemic losses. Huh. Okay. So I not see that. Told you about the refreshers last night. Woman who tried to blame a fatal crash on a Mexican lady is jailed for maximum sentence. GameStop offers to buy eBay for $56 billion. Dunkin launches a summer menu with black cherry refreshers, dirty soda, and Oreo drinks. We didn't talk about them. Let's see what they're putting out there. Dunkin. What happened to you, Dunkin? Get over there. Okay. So let's see what these are. Dunkin introduces black cherry refreshers with options like cherry, lime, Ricky, and cherry Daydream refresher. The chain debuts a dirty soda made with coffee, milk, Pepsi, and sweet cold foam for a creamy finish. A dirty soda, is that this? Probably, right? New Oreo drinks. That looks like that's like you drink. It looks like you eat it with a spoon. And coffee chillers join the menu alongside a fruit punch donut and munchkins. Oh boy. The chain announced on Wednesday that its latest menu additions. I remember I did a deal with blog thing collaboration with Dunkin' Donuts, and they sent me all these cups and these bags and coffee and everything. It was fun. It's on my blog. It's fun. Wouldn't mind doing that again with this. Let's see. I don't even know what I did with all those. I just gave them away to so many people. let's see. Berry Cherry Daydream Refresher, which has the bold cherry flavor and toasted almond notes, and Cherry Protein Daydream Refresher with protein milk and sweet cold foam. The Limeade Refresher can be ordered on its own or used as a base with a limited time drink. The Raspberry Limeade, Coconut Limeade, Matcha Limeade, a Strawberry Dragon Fruit Limeade Refresher. Every time I hear the word refresher, I think of the Mommy Dearest movie. Can I get you a refresher, Mommy Dearest? Yes, Tina, darling. Tina, don't make my drink so strong. That's the way all my uncles take them. Let's see, and then they have, the dirty soda is here. It kind of looks like an iced coffee. Dunkin' Dirty Soda. And then the Dunkin' Coffee Chillers. And the Fruit Punch Donut. I wouldn't like a Fruit Punch Donut. And Wendy's got the watermelon drinks. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is out. What else is going on? Spirit Airlines shuts down. 17,000 people lose their jobs, but they are, let me tell you about the Spirit takeover. They're trying it. Okay. Let's see here. Possible. Now, let's see here. Spirit Airlines preparing to shut down a bailout deal. Spirit Locust. Somebody said they were crowd sourcing. Hold on a minute. See, now the president said a final proposal to rescue Spirit Airlines is still being weighed while talks are ongoing. No final decision yet. Then they're saying that, hold on a minute. I know that I saw a crowdfunding. Oh, yeah. TikToker Spirit Airlines crowdfund reportedly hits $26 million. A TikToker joked about the public pitching in to buy Spirit Airlines, and this video went wildly viral, and people have pledged over $26 million already. Pledging is, without the backing of the money, is really dangerous, right? Let's see. Hunter Peterson, a voice actor whose video game credits on IMDb include age of imprisonment and yada, yada, yada. Let's see. He announced that it'd be shutting down to... Okay, well, let me see here. Took to TikTok and announced that it'd be shutting down to float the seemingly simple idea, what if we all just bought Spirit instead? Peterson, who previously went viral for documenting his journey flying with Spirit Airlines for 24 hours straight, launched letsbuyspirit.com on Saturday after his TikTok video started gaining steam. At the time, the video has garnered nearly 3 million views. I just had a genius idea. There are more than 250 million individuals over the age of 18 in the United States. Now, if we took only 20% of them and paid basically the average fare of a Spirit Airlines flight, which is about $30 to $40. We could buy Spirit Airlines. We nationalized Spirit Airlines, owned by the people. What began as a TikTok thought experiment quickly snowballed into a campaign that has reportedly drawn tens of thousands of pledges and already garnered millions of dollars. By early Sunday, Peterson said he was genuinely crashing out after seeing that his site had drawn 2,314,752 million from 4,817 founding patrons with an average pledge of $481. These figures have been self-reported by Peterson and have not been verified. Since then, various reports suggest that even more people have pledged. The current site suggests that nearly 40,000 people have pledged $26.5 million. Now, letsbuyspirit.com crashed on Sunday afternoon due to sheer traffic alone. Let's see if it's up now. Letsbuyspirit.com. Let's Buy Spirit. Come on. Well, it's up now. You can join the movement. Let's see what it says. It looks like this. But anybody can pledge anything. Well, how do they know you have the backing? Pledge now. $45, your minimum pledge. So unverified total pledged, 88 million. So they had pledges, but pledges are pledges. Okay, let's see what you guys think. I don't know where you are. What's every state rent? What are you saying? You just ordered solar lanterns. Who needs to pay high electric bills? All games can be downloaded now. Wait, what are you saying? Hold on a minute. Maybe move to Canada. You're ready to leave. Hi, Addie's Realty. How are you? Sorry, Addie, I was on the other thing. I'm on the, okay, let me go over it here. So, every state rent high. Okay, would that move at all? I thought is that in real time? It's not moving, is it? It's not moving. The little thing is not moving. Are you guys with me? If you guys are with me in here, type up a number 5. Are you guys on the same page? We're in Spirit Airlines right now. Hello. There they are. There they are. Okay. Okay. I thought, like, I didn't know what's happening. So who's going to buy Spirit Airlines? Is anybody going in here to pledge? How come this didn't change at all? I would think that would be in real time, right? You think this guy is just full of crap? Is this guy just full of crap? Hi, Sandra. I'm here, Carolyn. I'm here. All right, let's see. Come on. Secret. Trying to close a bunch of... Oh, no, I know. Okay, now I know. Now I know. I better not have just closed some... No. Did I? I better not have. Oh, good. Good, 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 good. Hold on a second. Anybody want to watch Katherine Magbanua's interview? Let me see here. I have that. See what else I have. Okay, well, let me see something here. Oh, shoot, I want to do this. Let me see something really quick. I wanted to see what this is. freak is going on here? There's no sound on this. You can make your own story, right? Sometimes that's fun to do. What is going on? Is somebody, they're on a bridge somewhere, right? There's no sound. That's crazy. Does all of this have no sound? Obviously, that's the suspect right there. What the heck is he doing? That way none of these have, none of them have. It's crazy. Crazy. Wow, that was great. It's good to put in a file. This is ridiculous. Why did they even send this out? That's ridiculous. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else happening here. I have Magbanua. I don't know if I've ever watched her full. You want to watch Magbanua's, let me see which file I have it in. Those of you that know Adelson. I have it in here. Magbanua should be in. Search in my home PC. Magbanua should be in this drive. I think she's under, for some reason, I think she might be under Amber Watts. I don't know why, but. Watts, Adelson. Abigail Canaris. Do we do Abigail Canaris? What is that? Stephanie Bloodworth. Amber Waterman. Kimberly Kessler, Kimberly Sullivan. David McDaniel, Crystal. It might be in that one. Let me see. Let me just look for her. Katherine Magbanua, here we are, proper. I should put it in its own one, but I don't know that we'll watch the whole thing right now. I will put it in its own one, but I just don't want to go. It's too much trouble right now. Do you guys know who she is? She's the...
Unlocks if y'all need anything.
Charlie Adelson's girlfriend.
I'm right in this, yeah, right here, right in the middle.
Okay, I can read you over that.
Of course, yeah.
Awesome. Much.
Bucky's not feeling well.
Morning.
Bucky's not feeling well. Little lady has a lot going on in her life. I just heard from her the other day. She emailed me. And she hasn't been able to be on social media anymore right now. Billy Boy was here about a week ago. And Scooter was here last night, Sassy.
I guess you knew we were coming. You talked to Chris. Okay. This is...
Is this a camera?
Yes. Yeah, we're doing it for all of our safety.
I've never seen this.
We don't want it to
Believe
be
it or not.
alleged that we came in here talking to you, so from the beginning, we're just recording this whole thing with you. So this came out from Chris yesterday. He's signed the bottom of it. If you just want to look at it and review it, we'll have you sign it as well.
I think this is the one that like Tara just like
It's
went over.
yeah, it's the same thing, yeah. So if you just want to sign the bottom of it,
Okay.
second page.
Put it on the table.
Today's the 10th or the 11th?
11th. here's what I'll tell you.
Oh, hi,
Obviously,
Aldo.
things have changed.
Hi there, Aldor. How are you? Up late. What's local time? It's almost 8 a.m. It's 2:49 right now. We're going to watch a little bit of this. Good to see you, Aldor.
And we're here without your attorneys, but that's, you guys had the conversations and we all talked as well. I kind of feel like it's best and easiest to just let you tell us how we got here.
That's the thing, that's like, wait, like how I got to this point.
Well, start at the beginning. You know who we all are anyway, right? You don't
Well, I guess we can do that. So we got Pat Sanford with the FBI, Sherry Bennett with TPD, and I'm Jason with the State Attorney's Office, which you and I have met a few times. And yeah, if letting you kind of tell us how we got here is the best way to start. And we'll ask questions, don't get me wrong, we will ask you stuff, but
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of, like, just with everything that's been happening and like obviously getting incarcerated, and then it's just, I've been like, you know, like with my guard up the whole time, and then like all of a sudden it's like, I don't wanna walk into this room, and then it's just like, me just talk. Like, I know you
Let's
can
start-
it's like, I
let's-
can't, everything is.
well, let's start it like this. Okay, how did you meet Charlie? Let's start with that.
Oh, we're really diving in really quick. Man, way to break the ice, right? Just before, like, I know, like, you know, obviously, you know,
Hi,
going
Jen.
through 2 trials and everything. Like, would this be all public now? Like this, or it's just for protection?
Eventually it will be. We're doing this because obviously with the publicity of the trial and the amount of, you know, you guys didn't do this, you guys talked to her before you turned the camera on. We're not gonna have, we don't want to have any of those games played. We would rather have everything, you know, recorded and documented, so there isn't, you guys sat down with Katie and told her what she needed to tell you. No.
Okay.
We didn't do that.
Yeah,
So-
because like my attorneys were not even here, so this
Right.
is like.
Right, exactly. So you know, this is my first time sitting down to come talk to you.
Yeah.
So we want everything, you know, recorded. So there's no question about, like it did last time, people were making allegations that we fed people and things like that. We're on the up and up. This is not, you know, this way it's been the whole
We're
time.
not here
We're not here
to
trick you.
trick you, berate you, like, this is the video, this is
I
different.
mean, it's gotten to this point, basically.
This is your side of the story.
Yeah.
You tell us the truth of what happened, and
And I
we'll
guess
ask
we should
questions when we
probably
need
start
to,
with
but
questions whenever, yeah. Let's do this. Will you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
All right. Now we got that out of the way.
okay.
And all the confusion. Yeah, I mean, really, it's best to start with, I think, how you met Charlie would be the best way to start, and then we can probably sequentially, you know, work a timeline out from there.
Okay. Well, I was working in Sophie Dental, and then he's like one of the specialists that came in. So then from there, he's, you know, like, we get the phone numbers from the doctors, from what I remember, and then we put it on our cell phone so that whenever scheduling purposes, we'll, you know, we can contact or text any of the doctors, any of the dentists.
Okay.
So I met through there.
And just started texting, and then
Yeah,
you started dating, obviously.
yeah.
how long did that progression take from the texting to the dating?
Like, how did it evolve? Like, from being a doctor
Well,
to...
this is like all the way from 2013, I believe. So, well, yeah, he was like persistent. He was just persistent about like, and I told him, I was like, I have kids, like I don't really have time, I don't have a babysitter, I don't have like a chance to just go up and about, like I don't have that type of freedom, like, so. Little by little, he was just, you know, trying to, oh, come on, let's hang out. And then, like, one day, like, I just went over to his house. I don't remember it.
Time frame, I guess, would be late 2013, early 2014.
Yeah, that was, 2013.
Okay. And you it kind of grew from there, and became more of a dating relationship, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. How long would you say you two dated?
Like I said, like, you know, I've always said that we never had, like, oh, he's my boyfriend, I'm his girlfriend type thing. Probably from 2013 to 2014, 15.
It was
Because
exclusive, it was on and off.
yeah, like we've stayed friends the
Okay.
whole time. It's nerve-wracking. Sorry. It's
Right.
just, you know, it's just like not, I haven't spoken
Just-
to anybody, you know what I mean? It's
And
like-
that's what we really, I know we're sitting over here on this side and it's intimidating, like, this is kind of a, and I'm sure that's not helping the matter,
Yeah,
but just try to talk with us. Just literally just sit there and talk with us.
black it out. I mean, black it out.
Yeah, maybe we can move it on a little closer to the camera or the phone so it's not like straight in your face, I don't know. But just try to block it out and just, let's talk this through. So you guys started dating. What comes to
Sorry, I don't know.
what comes to your mind? 'Cause what I don't want to do is feed it to you and
Right.
you
I get that.
reiterate it for us.
Well, let's just talk about what problems did he talk to you about? Did he talk to you about his problems and issues and what led
And
to
this
things?
is what I was like scared of, like, you know, from the information that I got from the trial, and then obviously, you know, when I go back in my bunk and I'm like trying to think back, like, it's like it's all perception. That's why I was like so irritated and frustrated, because as I'm seeing things being revealed, you know, I'm thinking back at the time and I'm just like trying to put things together, like, okay, was this happening when this was happening? And then it's like all getting jumbled in my head.
Okay.
And I don't want to give any
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're worried about your timelines. You're worried about, don't worry about that. We can work timelines out. We can work timelines out with some other information that we have throughout this case. There's a lot, like you saw.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of evidence in this case.
Yes.
If you can give us the events that occurred, we can work out the timeline. So if you remember a conversation Charlie having with you, I'll work on the timeline of when that occurred. Tell us what conversation you
I don't
remember
want to say
having.
I don't want to say the wrong thing either.
Well, here,
Like, I
You
want
can't
to
say the wrong thing.
make sure that I'm, you know.
Just, the biggest thing is because you keep thinking about everything you saw on trial. Take that out. We want to go by just by your memory. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going by just your memory. Anything in trial, like he's saying, the timelines, things that we have now, we can see how that fits in and figure that out later. We're going to want to go from your memory and what you were thinking and your experience, your personal experience with this, how it progressed in that stance, not taking all the stuff that you saw in trial, all the things that now make you think of it differently.
Yeah.
You want to know about how you thought about it at the time that it happened and how it progressed that way in your own experience, not by all the stuff you saw. So that should make it easier. So just work on that, and then we can worry about the timeline afterwards. Let's just get through your experience of it when it was happening.
If you were telling us the truth and what you remember, Katie, before any of this nonsense,
Yes.
that's all we're looking for.
Okay.
We will ask the questions to clarify things. You tell us what you remember
Right.
that led up to this situation.
Okay. Okay. So basically, I mean, like what led up to the situation. When I was talking to Chris, I was like, just like things that are popping up as it went. And a particular day that I was thinking about was Halloween in Lincoln Road, when he did mention, but I don't want to quote anything and I don't want to say anything wrong, like I said, and I just remember him, like, that's the thing, it's like as he's saying things, and like you all know that Charlie talks a lot, so he's saying things and it's just we're going in circles. I'm not like invested into the conversation like how he's thinking of the conversation. I'm just like, you know, like going basically with the flow. So I remember him that he did mention something about, I don't know if his sister was going through it or his sister was having a hard time with somebody. He never mentioned Dan Markel, didn't tell me any names or anything, but that was a particular day, I guess, that I thought back and I didn't even really think about it until like when all of it was like over. And I was like, Chris, I don't know why it's like coming to me now. Like I've said, like I blocked off a lot of things. I don't remember things. Like you can see in my second trial, I was foggy with everything. Like,
And those are obstacles we'll all overcome.
Okay.
We gotta overcome them just like you do. I understand you testified and you said things and we'll deal with it.
Okay.
We understand. And Chris will sit down with you, I'm sure, and and that will come, but just like you just did. You had a conversation, it was around Halloween. What's Lincoln Road? I'm blanking.
that was in Lincoln Road, that's in South Beach. So there's like a Halloween like party where they block off like the whole
Okay.
like
Okay.
It's a block
section.
party kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a bunch of like, it's outside, you know, they always host that event. And I remember when in a parking lot, or like, it was like an outside parking lot, and that's the first time he's mentioned it. And mind you, this was 2013, this is like in the beginning, so
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yeah,
much
you're
of
talking
it. Like,
October
this is, I
13.
just literally met him, like, this is one of probably an event that I can only pinpoint it because it was a specific, like a particular event. I'm sorry.
Understood. But you don't, specifically what he said, you don't remember.
Not
He just
remember.
mentioned saying his sister was going through something.
Yeah.
And you didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's October, end of October, 1st of November of 2013. You were still working for Sophie Dental, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fairly new in Sophie Dental.
Okay. So go from
From
there.
there, I don't know what happened, or like in between, you know, we started hanging out more. I'm pretty sure every single time, like, you know, he'd either not mention about his sister, but maybe just like family issues, but like not specifically like it's always his sister or whatever. Like,
Right.
he never really went forth with that.
Okay.
So that was like towards the beginning, and I could just kind of remember, I know I spent New Year's with him, and then so like that's already like towards the end of 2013.
Okay.
And then what about after that? How did it progress from there?
Like I said, I don't know, like whenever he would mention anything about it, maybe every single time that we just, you know, like we'd hang out, I don't know specific dates, like I said, but all of that's been like a blur to me, so.
When you're saying he's mentioning it, is it like he mentioned his frustrations with it, or is he just kind of just talking?
Yeah, he's kind of just like talking, like, you know, like if we're hanging out watching TV, or like I can kind of tell, like, you know, his, like if his mom is calling and he's, you know, like they're going through like family issues. He never really told me specifically anything, but you know, you kind of like get the phone and you walk away, like, oh, that was my mom, like talking to me or whatever, like she's stressed out, my dad's stressed out, stuff like that. Nothing particular that I can remember.
So fast forward, I guess that's January, early in the year of 2014. So obviously Dan Markel was murdered in July of 2014. And as you saw in trial, Garcia and Rivera made a trip up in June. What can you tell us about that?
See, that, like, I don't even remember. I mean, obviously, like you're just telling me to like remember from what I remember, not from what I remember from trial.
Right.
I learned a lot of things from the trial. That's why it's so hard, and I want to say the right, you know, not to say the right thing, but like remember from how I remembered, you know, my days. But like my days are consumed with like taking care of my kids. And just, you know, like me going through it, was afraid of, like, you guys, you know, all heard all the conversations and everything. Like, just the back and forth.
What led to the two of them making that trip to Tallahassee?
Okay. So when I was, and this is, like, the hard part, because that's the part that I've never spoken of. And from what I just remember, I don't know the specific day, but I do know that Charlie had given a paper in an envelope, but he stuck it inside, like, I had like a diaper bag that I used to use for Kaylee, but I kind of used that as like a weekender bag, and he put it in there. Now, he's probably been talking about like, oh, you know, like, I need somebody to, you know, get beat up or whatever. That's why I'm saying, like, from him, something happening to her husband to like obviously murder, that's like two different extremes. And
So you're saying leading up to him putting that in the diaper bag, he was talking about wanting to find somebody to beat him up?
it's like he's, you know, little by little, I think he was feeding stuff in my head that he needed this to be done. But me nonchalantly, like, I was like, okay, you know, like, I know in hindsight I should have, like I said, that's why I beat myself up a lot, because, you know, like, I'm like, you know, I was stupid, like, I wasn't, but that's not where my mind frame was at that time. So it was kind of hard for me, and that's what kind of like I'm kind of scared of, because it's like are they gonna understand this? Because what I was going through a lot, like mentally with Sigfredo too, was, you know, a lot of like fighting, and then so it's like I found comfort in Charlie because obviously he was the good time and he was the one, you know, that it's like when I'm with him, it wasn't stressful. But it led to my whole life being turned upside down.
Well, let's talk about this real quick. I know you took the stand like we talked about a while ago, and you got on the stand and you said you didn't remember things.
Yeah.
That's in the past.
Yeah.
We're not worried about what you said on the stand. We're starting clean here. This is a new clean break.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know you're fine. You're fine. Just
Sit
okay.
down, relax.
It's okay.
Like,
Just relax.
just take your legs up.
Yeah, just listen
Just
to me.
settle
It's you're already where you are.
Yeah.
Okay? Whatever you tell us now, if you lied about something, if you weren't truthful about something, it doesn't matter at this point. You're not going to get in more trouble for it. Okay?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now's the time to be totally truthful with us. It's just, you know, to come totally clean, tell the whole truth all the way through from the beginning. Because Charlie didn't just slip a letter in without you talking about Sigfredo and getting to that point. That's what we're talking about.
But that's
Tell
what I'm
us how
saying.
you got to that point. I understand you're not going to remember time frames and things like that, and Charlie may have done this and done that and kind of led you to that, but how did that happen? You know, what kind of conversation did you have about Sigfredo
Yeah.
with him? And how did it
But
lead
the
up to
whole
that?
time, it's like I felt as if Charlie kept planting this seed in my head. Obviously, now I don't know if like he knew of Sigfredo. Like he probably knew of Sigfredo from what, you know, like me venting and saying like, you know, like he's giving me a hard time, like in that point. But far from like what, like I mean, like I know that he's probably know that he's gotten in trouble like in the past. But Sigfredo's like since that we've been together, like we, you know, like I try to keep him on the narrow and stay away from trouble, and you know, like with like family
Right.
life.
Right.
So that's what like this is through time that he's probably just been saying things, and I'm just like agreeing with it. Like again, I beat myself up for it because it's like I wasn't paying attention to like things, like I was being nonchalant about it, you know, and just being like, oh, okay, and then like, you know, kind of just, then when I'm with Sigfredo, I'm like relaying stuff to him, but them really not knowing, you know, like obviously even with conversations, it's like, I never said like, oh, I'm talking to Tuto, or like with him, he doesn't want to hear that I'm talking with Charlie.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, they both know who I'm talking about,
Okay.
or they know
So what kind of stuff were you relaying?
Right.
through each other.
Yeah.
That's where it gets a little blurry because that's through time that we're just
Right.
You
You,
know,
you don't have to say specifics. Just give us a roundabout summary of what the conversations were about. Because I understand you're not going to remember exactly what you said or exactly what they said, but you know the context.
Tutu and Tati, or oh my gosh, they have such crazy names. Tutu and I think it's Tato. Right? One is Sigfredo Garcia, which is Tutu, and just crazy. It's like a ballet tutu, and Tato is Garcia. No, not Garcia. Oh my gosh, Rivera. I think so. Anyway, one is Sigfredo Garcia. That's her baby daddy. That's the father of her kids, who she gave money from Charlie Adelson, from Donna Adelson, from Wendy Adelson. Obviously knew about this, though Wendy has not been arrested or anything, so allegedly for Wendy. Charlie and Donna have been convicted. Katherine Magbanua, the woman right there, has been convicted. Sigfredo Garcia has been convicted. Luis Rivera has been convicted. And the only one that hasn't is Wendy Adelson yet. Anyway, they now went to her before Charlie was convicted and before Donna was convicted to use her to help them convict Donna and Charlie. So, but she's really giving them a hard time here with, I don't remember. because she's probably freaking out that what the heck is going to happen to her for turning state's witness, right?
Of the conversation that you had.
That led up to this.
Everything that led up
Well,
to
like, let me give you an example. So he stuck this envelope
Yeah.
in your bag.
Mhm.
How did you know
I
what
mean,
to do
like
with
it
that?
had information
But
about,
how did you know what to do with it?
because he's been like kind of mentioning, you know, like, oh, I need this, I need somebody to take care of this, and, you know, I know, like, obviously I'm going to Sigfredo about it, but then as I'm relating it to Sigfredo, I'm not saying, like, I don't really know specifics, that's why.
So what are you relaying to Sigfredo?
Yeah.
You just said, I need someone to take care of this. I know it's hard to talk about, but we know what you're talking about, and we need you to talk about it. It's going to be, I know it's hard to say, what is he saying this is? I need somebody to take care of this. What is this?
Oh, the problem with when these, I mean, like that's, I don't think he ever mentioned about her husband or whatever, but just somebody that's been, like,
I'm fine with you here. You're fine with that. That you didn't know that Dan Markel was Wendy's husband.
yes.
Fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
What did he tell you? What did he say?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, move on. We're good with that. Yes, that is totally. I understand that they didn't have the same last name. Brother's husband and wife, you would think.
So what was he telling you exactly?
That he needed somebody to go up to. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
We can understand if you're summarizing.
Right.
You're summarizing. We don't expect you to remember exact conversations, but you know the context, which is
Right.
the actual meat of what the conversation was about. That's what we need from you.
Hi, Tori. Thank you for liking the
What
live
did he
stream.
mean? What did he say to you, basically? Just in general.
that he needed somebody to get hurt, but like not to get to that point. From my understanding, was not to get killed, but to maybe like, I don't know, if like rough up or beat up or whatever
Okay.
at that point.
Okay.
So but that's what I'm saying, like I just, little by little, maybe he's like feeding things in my head, but I can't remember those specifics, and
Okay, so then you're relaying now to Sigfredo. So what are you relaying to Sigfredo? And I know
Okay,
you're not
Tori.
saying Charlie last week, you're just talking to Sigfredo about a friend that has this problem. What's the problem you're telling Sigfredo?
just that,
What
that it's like
exactly?
somebody, like, I'm sorry, like I just, like,
I know- I understand what you're trying to
I'm
say.
like not,
Right, and we know what you're trying to say, but we need you to say it. We can't say it for you.
Yeah. Here's where I think you are. It's hard for you to say.
Right.
It's more hard for you to say than less of you don't know what to say. I think this is where this agreement that's signed into, this is where you have to clear your conscience. This is where you just say what you're trying to say. Get it out. We can talk about it. We're going to talk to Chris about this. Obviously, there's a lot of conversations to be had after this meeting that we're having
a lot
today.
of conversation.
Not with you.
Not with you.
Not with you. No.
Between the prosecutors.
No,
and-
between us, and there's just a lot that has to go on after this. So just say it. Just come out with what you're talking. So Charlie's giving you something, and you're giving Garcia something. What is it?
What's the agreement? What was Charlie going to
Something,
do?
yeah, like something needed to be taken care of for him,
And
for
what was that?
for Dan Markel.
Okay. And what was Charlie getting in return? Was he doing anything in return? What was he willing to do? If
Well, yeah, like he would have, like the money wise, obviously, like, you know, like they would be, like Charlie's like, oh, they're gonna be taken care of, that they're gonna be taken care of.
Did he ever give you a number?
what's the number?
No, he didn't give me the number, he didn't give me a specific.
Liar.
He just said, go do this, and I'll take care of you. He didn't say
Liar.
how much or anything.
No, not to me.
Liar.
Like, that's what I'm saying, it's like now.
She's
like,
lying.
Now you guys were talking about like the $100,000 or whatever, like, he never said that amount to me, like, I just know that they're gonna be taken care of. Like, he was assuring me that they're gonna be taken care of. Obviously, that's nothing to do, you know, like that's what I'm saying, like, I don't have those facts
Okay.
for,
How did he know who was going to take care of it, or who he needed to take care of?
I mean, I figured he knew that I was like gonna go to somebody that I trusted and relay that to Sigfredo.
Okay, so he knew
I just
Sigfredo.
don't, that's what I don't know, that if he knew Sigfredo like that.
Did you tell him it was Sigfredo though?
No, I
So
never
you
mentioned that it
never-
was,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
But you told him you would have it taken care of, he used to tell him I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry, we're jumping around.
and
Well, the problem is
I just don't wanna go the roundabout, like, you know.
We're trying to
like I
get
said,
directly to it, and that's what and you can help us with that as well. Just say it. Sometimes just let it go, you know. The envelope that was in the bag, what was it?
I never looked at it. He told me, do not touch it, do not open it. That he had, he would, as time went, like, you know, I think back about the things that he's saying, and then he's like, oh, like, I never keep money in my house, and why is he telling me that? Like, now in my head, I'm like, okay, is he telling me that so that he won't get robbed, like, he won't turn around and he would,
That's the
well, yeah,
answer.
hindsight, like I'm saying, like, I figured this out later on. You know, he did have that safe in his house, but he'd always be like, well, I don't keep money in that, or, I never saw him, you know, like he's opened it before, but I've never like looked inside and see anything inside. When he, on that paper, which I felt like that had all the information, and obviously I had given that to Sigfredo, but when I gave it to Sigfredo, like I never, like it was in my bag, and then I had told Sigfredo like, oh, like the paper's there, like, and he never showed it to me. He took it and then he left. Like,
And this would have been prior to the trip they made up in June.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know if he had given me that paper.
Did he? And that's fine.
Yeah.
Did Fredo ever tell you what was written on it?
No,
Okay.
and that's like the information that I wish I had, because that's why I
That's
was so
fine. Don't make it
hesitant
up.
to even.
Don't make it up. Don't fill in a gap that you don't know the answer to.
I just want to confirm one thing on this. So you told Charlie you would have it taken care of. So Charlie didn't know you were going to Sigfredo, but he probably assumed, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Okay, but you didn't tell Sigfredo it's from Charlie, and you didn't tell Charlie you're going to Sigfredo. You just told him that you would have it taken care of.
yes, yeah.
I gotta make sure I understood what you were saying.
Yes,
So obviously you told him that you had somebody that could do this, but he wouldn't just give it to you, say, hey, just, how
well,
did
yeah,
that progress?
like, that's what I'm saying, like, through time, you know, he keeps telling me there's that something needed to get taken care of. Obviously, he's never said like, oh, that somebody needed to get killed or anything, he never said that.
Okay.
But it's like, okay, through time, he's like feeding to me, oh, this needs to be taken care of, this needs to be taken care of. And then one night that I had slept over there, he had put that in my purse. He's like, do not open it, Katie, like, do not touch it. Even when I put it inside in the envelope, like he's telling me things that he did, you know, like I used gloves, I didn't print it in my computer, like he's telling me, he's like forewarning me, like don't even think, like I guess he didn't think that, you know, like he didn't want me to like obviously blackmail him or something maybe after, or.
At what point did you tell him you had somebody that can take care of this? If he's feeding you this information for him to print this out and take this step, at some point you had to tell him you had someone that can take care of it.
What did you tell him to?
That was like going back again that day that he had asked me in Halloween in the parking lot. I was like, oh, okay. You know, obviously the first thing in my head was like, oh, if somebody need to get beat up, whatever, like, Sigfredo's, you know, like that's money for him.
So
So
Halloween
what did
is
you tell
when you told him.
The one that
You
how
said
did I tell?
How did you tell him that you had somebody? When you said Halloween, is that when you told him that you had somebody that could do it, or?
To Charlie, yes. Yeah, I probably suggested, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I know somebody.
Okay, so you're saying that was at the Halloween thing?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
It's
only
the-
back
it
in
just is
October.
stuck, yeah, it's stuck out to
Okay,
me.
that's what I wanted,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to get the clarification on.
So you told him you had somebody, you just didn't tell him who,
Yes,
and you just left it at that.
yes.
And you didn't ask him how much he could pay, how he could take care of, any of that?
He just always, he's always told me is like, oh, they'll be taken care of. Didn't give me an amount, didn't tell me,
So what did you
You
tell
know.
Sigfredo to get him to do it?
like I said, I don't know how I told Sigfredo. I probably told him like, hey, like, you know, you can make some type of money if you take care of this for somebody else. He's like, okay.
But you didn't tell him how much?
I didn't know.
Or never gave you an amount or anything?
No, he
You
just
trusted he
always
would
said,
pay you?
yeah, I guess, stupidly, yeah. I figured
And Sigfredo
they
trusted
can
you
like,
enough.
yeah, like it's, like I said, like you got, like I'm the middle person, obviously I see everything now, like, yeah, like it was going through me, but I know.
And it's fine.
You look back now and you feel,
I'm like, that's what I told Tara, I was like,
Yeah.
listen, like, I was manipulated, I was used, I was, and it's like, and I feel stupid, because it's like, you guys are even, like, I know, like, even through trial, like, you guys are, it's like, yeah, and I'm being truthful in that, like, when I see everything, it's like, of course, everybody's just looking at me like I'm a part of this whole thing. And it's hard for me to, like, it took time, like, you guys didn't know what I was going through in jail, you didn't know, even with family-wise, you met my brother, like, it's, how do you just go about it, like, okay, I had this whole part in this whole situation, like, even conversations with, like, that's why I was upset too with the Dolce Vita, because it's, once you see it in a different way, you're just, and then you sit back and you're like, I don't remember, like, a lot of the things, my brain has literally, and I wish, like, I wish you guys could just put something in my head and just extract all this information, but I can't. Time frame, which I know you guys can guide me with, but it's like, don't know what was said, I don't know how it went about, I just know, like, what, certain things, and then from there, like, I'll probably get back in the dorm, and then, I mean, like, when I was in county, and I'll be like, oh my God, like, this happened, or this happened, and then after that, it's like I push it away, I've suppressed so much of, like, the whole situation, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. I know we've gotten to this
you're
point.
not wasting our time at all.
I want an end to this already, like,
Well, this is a way to the end, but like we said, you got to be totally honest with us.
Yeah.
You got to be truthful. I mean, that's all we're asking you to do.
Yeah.
To the best of your memory, give us everything you can. I know it's hard to talk about. I know you don't want to admit it.
But there's
little
also-
things
Some of
you
it's
do.
embarrassing.
it's not just, it's not that, it's just my brain, like, I don't know how to explain, my brain has, like, blocked a lot of things. So, I, like, even, like, and then I second guess myself, and I thought, like, the last thing I want is obviously this, and I already know how this goes, and I do not want to say something that did not happen or did not occur, and that's what I'm afraid of. I don't.
Well, that's what we explained to you. We don't expect you to remember exact verbatim conversations, word for word what you said or what someone
Of course,
said. But
yeah.
you know the context of the conversation, which is like what this conversation was about.
Yeah.
You know what the conversation was about with you and Charlie. You know what the trick-or-treating thing, the Halloween thing, that's when you gave Charlie, after he's been venting to you, you gave him the thumbs up, like, yes, I got someone who could take care of
Well,
this
that's
for
the
you.
first time that he's, like, kind of mentioned something.
Mentioned you trying to get it taken care of.
Yeah.
But he had been telling you and feeding you up to that about how he's frustrated with his sister's stuff.
Well, yeah, like little bits and pieces
Right.
like that, and then that was like something that stuck out, and then from there on, all that time frame, that's why I just don't even know, like, what happened in between, but like I said, I was living my life as a mother.
Okay, I don't think you guys are too into the Adelson case, so I'm going to stop that there. And it's a very interesting case if you're into it. And being that Wendy is still out, I've never even seen this one with the proffer, but I think I'll do it in its own video so that way people that are interested in the case will find it. And I won't waste, I don't want to put people through something they don't want to see. And I don't think you want to see this. So, let's see if there's anything else before we go on to... Where the heck is this? Let me see. All right. Oh, here's something. Let's see. Now, see, I keep thinking this is the one that Jimmy told me about, but it's not, I don't think, because he told me that they lured him to the house and they didn't kill him or something. It was a setup for the wife. But here you have Napa Valley man hired by a former California Highway Patrol captain to kill her husband has been found guilty as text messages revealed the details of the murder for hire plot. Okay, Cumberland Courthouse in Kentucky found Thomas O'Donnell guilty Friday of killing Michael Harding, the estranged husband of Julie Harding. This had to be what Jimmy was saying. Prosecutors say she hired O'Donnell, who suggested to colleagues she was dating, to carry out the murder amid a contentious divorce. This was O'Donnell. Let's see. Let's see. The jury deliberated for only 2 hours after closing arguments. There's no evidence someone else killed him, Prosecutor Jesse Stockton said as he rested his case. And here she is in her uniform, right? California Highway Patrol. Again, solicitation of murder. There she is. And then hold on a sec. So then there's some text here. Quick verdict came after days of testimony and dozens of witnesses, including FBI agent who walked jurors through 2022 text messages showing how Harding was lured to a secluded home under the guise of an HVAC repair. Yeah, this is definitely what Jimmy told me about. I remember him saying it was HVAC. Yeah, exactly. Now you want to see something? You look at her there, right? Look at her in that picture. Look at her now. Okay, at 4:10, Michael Harding's text, then the prepaid phone, 35 minutes out, Special Agent Elizabeth Wheeler testified, then somebody replied, "No worries." Michael then responded, "Is that good for you?" The user of the prepaid phone replied, "Yes, see you soon," Michael texted. Okay, so they lured him to a house and, he thought he was going there for an HVAC. FBI data showed the prepaid phone traveled alongside O'Donnell's personal phone, including 3 trips to Salina, Tennessee, where Michael lived. 2 days before the murder, O'Donnell's phone was near Julie's Sacramento home at the same time as hers. Prosecutors argue this is when she hired him. On the day of the killing, Julie Harding's phone was in Sacramento, while O'Donnell's phone and the prepaid phone were near the crime scene in Kentucky, where Harding was shot at a vacant home on September 19, 2022. Prosecutors also pointed to DNA and ammunition evidence. The defense argued that the phone data only shows device locations, not who was using them. Attorneys claim O'Donnell was involved in a plan but did not intend for Harding to be killed, suggesting a third unknown man may have carried out the shooting. Julie came up with a plan involving another man and Tom, said defense attorney Sarah Zucker. Tom was involved with the plan but did not intend for this result to happen. There has been no proof he had any idea that Michael Harding would be murdered. The defense also pointed to Julie as the only person who may know the full truth. She died months before the killing. She took her own life. After the killing. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. After the killing. So she took her own life. Interesting. The murder happened September 19, 2022 at the vacant home in Burkesville, Kentucky. O'Donnell, who's 64, now faces 20 to life in prison, and he will be sentenced tomorrow. So, hold on. She took her own life. Interesting. I just saw that somewhere else. Hold on a second. Her shocking transformation that her colleagues said they noticed following her divorce. Let me see where hold on a minute. So I just saw something like this when I was looking at this, and now I can't find it. Julie Harding. Let me look for her. Julie Harding. Jurors heard from her colleagues. They described her behavior around the time. Listen to this one. He said she just got skinnier and acted erratically. She started sharing more about her personal life. There was a shift in her behavior. Julie told him that she was dating someone from Napa, and she was making accusations about her soon-to-be ex-husband Michael during their divorce. And then in September of 2022, he said Julie called him screaming that Michael was found dead. He said it felt exaggerated. When I hung up the phone, I thought she wanted me to remember this moment in time, he said. After him, the assistant chief, Doug Lyons, took the stand. He described getting a similar phone call from Julie. He said he had just taken on a new role at California Highway Patrol and became Julie's supervisor. It was 35 minutes of rambling. I didn't even know Julie. So that was the strange part. I never met her. When asked if he believed she might be a suspect in Michael's murder based on that phone conversation, he said absolutely. In December, O'Donnell was arrested for the deadly shooting in Sacramento, and 2 days later, Julie was found dead in Tennessee. Jurors also heard from the agent with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation who looked into Julie's death. The death was ruled a suicide. No foul play was suspected. The agent said there were a few suicide notes found at the scene. One started with, "I lived a good life until a year ago. Mike, you win. You got what you wanted, me in a coffin." Jurors saw another image of another one and started in part, "Don't know how to start this, but with the only thing I can, I love you all. I will not put you through a trial regardless of the outcome." During cross-examination with an FBI agent, the defense honed in on two key points. FBI agent Wayne Johnson testified that he never found evidence of a payment between Julie and O'Donnell, and that there was no forensic evidence tying O'Donnell to a murder weapon. She pulled me over back in 2012. She was very reasonable. I treated her with respect, and she was generous, somebody said. Way better than most cops disrespect us. Wow. So the guy was found guilty. She's taken her own life, and then they killed the husband. Terrible. When did I don't understand about something here? Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, let me do the word game. I think it's just time for the word game. I think it's just time for the word game. That woman looks bad, yeah. A person has to be really down to take this. It's very sad to me. Yeah, but Terry, she killed her husband, though. You know what I mean? She killed her husband. She had her husband killed. Because that's not nice, right? Yeah, I think she did it because she knew that she was going to be she was going to go to prison. That's not nice. Nobody should be taking somebody else's life like that. It's just not nice. Son, yeah, and sons. Very good, Cheryl. You're hanging in there? Mm-hmm. Hi, heart. Serves. Okay. What do you have? Oh, finally, murder. Oh boy. We've been waiting for you, murder. Prison, okay. Like prison, sounds like prison. What do you got? Prison. Prison sounds like prison, okay. What the heck is a prison? And a Rossin. Okay, yay. Murder saves the day. Here she comes to save the day. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Stop it, May. Just stop it. Stop being a little jerk, May. Being over so fast. I'm not going to play another game. I'm not doing it, but I'm just... Good night, Cheryl. You have a good night. I'm tired too, Cheryl. You're tripping? Oh no. I thought you were, oh my God. I thought you said you were tripping, Murder. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too funny. So everybody's saying I'm tired, and then you're like, I'm tripping. I'm like, you're tripping? Really? Hi, Pentilla. Ring. Very good. Oh. Good. tiring? Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're not going to get this last few ones. We're going to have to wait on these. Do you think so? We're going to have to wait. Yeah, I think we're going to have to wait on these. Oh my gosh, my hand hurts so much. I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. Pray for me that I get good news. May the Lord bless you and protect you and give you his peace. Prayers for everybody. Thanks for hanging here for a little bit. I don't know, I'll do Magbanua on its own video so that we're sure to have people that enjoy it. I don't want to put anybody through the agony if they don't know the Adelson case. That's not Adelson. What is it? Ping? I don't know. Let me see if it's Ping. It is Ping is one of them. Okay. Anyway, yeah, and maybe I'll do some little lives from the road. I don't know. I hope everything goes well and is okay. Tomorrow I go to see the doctor, like I said. So, I hope everything goes right. Peace, love, and light to all. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.